Our word for the week is egalitarianism.
Ooh. Okay. Egalitarian.
You were so close. You were so close.
Yes,
You were so
Lord.
close. It was a lot of syllables. And
Right.
and even though I've used it before, I still have like, what? Wait a minute.
I was debating on whether I wanted to repeat
No,
you. I was
it
like,
was,
you
it
know
was
what?
great. That was excellent. You just had the Tarianism.
Okay.
Egalitarianism. Right? And so it just means it's basically the belief that people are equal.
Okay.
And so especially if we talk about Women's History Month,
Mhm.
especially if we think about the suffragettes
Yes.
and all those who went before us, and even now, let's be honest, the glass ceiling is still alive and well. It's still real. It's not broken.
Yeah.
We've just, part of the reason why the largest population of growing or of those who are starting small businesses are African American women.
Yes.
And that sounds like a good thing, but it's really for a bad reason.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that is, and this is based on surveys that have been done by other organizations, is because we feel that we're tapping out when it comes to the corporate world.
Yes.
It's like we're not being paid enough. We're not being allowed to go any further.
Right.
And what's sad to me, and what's still sad to me, is how many women think that there's only room for one woman at the table. Like we bought into this hype that there are only 6 seats.
Yeah.
And only one of them can be a woman, and one has to be a black person, and the rest are going to be all white men.
Yeah.
There's this doctrine that we've been shoveled into us, and we've indoctrinated it. So it's sad to me when I see other women blocking other women because they think they're in competition, rather than the fact they're working together.
Right.
Like if you all have been on the show for a while, you've heard me talk about the fact one of my proudest things is that this is like long ago, but it's one of my proudest things. Whenever I go into an organization, or like even when I was in elementary school, you've heard me say I started playing the violin in 3rd grade. So it started off, it was just 3 people, a citywide orchestra, and there were just 3 people. By the time I left, they had orchestras at like most of the schools in the area.
Okay.
So that started in 3rd grade. So by the time I was in 5th grade, they had orchestras in all the schools throughout, but they didn't have those before. I'm old. Right. But that was part of that representation. So it was like little black boys and girls going, hey, I can play the violin.
Right.
It's like, yes, it doesn't have to be an old white man thing. It doesn't have to be. Anybody can do it. And I still play today, rarely, if I love you. All right. Or even when I go into a workplace and I come in and I'm the youngest and the only African American and the only woman. And I mean the only, like, talk about a lonely island when no one looks like you. And like y'all know here, I make these offhanded jokes and y'all don't get them because of age, but they didn't get anything because they didn't get the age, they didn't get the race, they didn't get the gender, they got nothing. Okay. It's a very isolated place. Okay. And so it was really cool to me that they thought so much of the work that I was doing and how I represented. They're like, I wonder if this is a black woman thing. I wonder if this is a woman thing. Right. Let's get more of those. Yeah. And so that's the stuff that I look at like, oh my God, that's a legacy. That's the great stuff. And so, but unfortunately, when we talk about egalitarianism, did I say it right? I think I dropped the N in my rush. The egalitarianism, things still have just not always been equal.